But you are. Hello and welcome back to the Bible Study Girl podcast. This is Sarita, but you probably know me as Bible Study Girl. And hey guys, for the first time in a long time, I got to say hello because I'm in Tacoma and we're in person recording. And the executive producer of this podcast is none other than Bible Study Brother.
What's good, people? It is I, Bible Study Brother, also known as Icarus Gray over at Gray Area Anime. And this is the most wonderful podcast of your day.
I'm so excited that I got to say hello. It's been so long since I've gotten to do the hello introduction. It's usually Bible Study Brother because we are separated by thousands of miles since he made his move to Tacoma. But today is a special treat. We are all in person recording. And when I say...
Woo. Yeah. No lag.
The whoop whoop you hear is not a soundtrack. It's my mother. So we are joined by Bible Study Mama and Kanae. We are having a fantastic reunion. And since we are all together in the same place, I thought there would be no better thing to do than to get together and record a podcast for my birthday. When this When this episode comes out, it will be the Saturday before my birthday. So we're going to celebrate together.
And I'm going to hold in all of the cheesy things I would love to say right now. all of the Jerome sayings.
No, you're
by
supposed
Jerome,
to say
I mean
that.
like Jerome from the Martin Show, like girl, your age like fine wine. I'd sip your bath water. Things like that.
Thank you. I would let somebody do that. I would be fine with it. I would be fine with that.
And the church said,
I need to I'm doing these songs to remind y'all which podcast.
Oh, this is the Bible Study Girl podcast. My bad. So this year is a big birthday for me. It is 39, my last year in my 30s.
Wow.
It's kind of scary and terrific at the same time.
New journeys.
It's really weird.
It is very
I don't think
weird.
you're
It is
39.
making me feel like I'm really old.
It's so adulting, like the concept of being an adult is such a strange thing, like especially when you think about age. And I don't, in my mind, like I know what you just said out of your mouth, but like it just doesn't equate to me. Like, oh, she grown. Like, no, that's just Sarita. It's just Bible study
Ask her how
girl.
long her and
Like,
Chantel have been friends. That one threw me for a loop-de-loop.
What do we come up with? Like 17 years?
Yes.
I think
wow.
we've been friends for like 17
Time
years.
is so stupid.
Which is crazy.
and weird.
Because I feel like I still feel young.
Yeah.
And then,
Forever young.
yeah, but when I look over the scope of my life, like, girl.
You lived.
And you think things over?
Amen.
39 it's kind of a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
It is
It's
kind
a
of a
big
big
milestone.
How do you feel knowing that you still look 22?
You think I look that young?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I pray that it continues because when I think about
The most I will push you to is 24. And I can only say that because I remember you at 24.
So you feel like I still look the same?
Yeah, we had a great day.
I
that day.
definitely see age on my face. I'm not going to say I feel like, because when I watch reality TV and I see reality TV stars and they're like 38, 39, I'm like, do I look like that?
Nah, fam, you don't look like that. I'm sorry. No, not at all.
Do I look?
And that is a blessing.
No, not in the least. You do not look like that.
You know, if we're going to talk about the ways the Lord has clearly blessed you.
Yeah.
Highly
I feel, I don't know. You were talking about adulting, Kanae. I feel like I should be at a certain point by this age because I'm about to be 40, and there are so many things I feel like are out of order. And
Where do you think that comes from? Because when I think about that, I mean, I don't know what the topic of today's show is, so I apologize. But when I think about like achievements based on age, To me, it comes from the way we think of ourselves as children. Like, okay, at 10, I'm going to be able to ride my bike by myself and my mom's not going to worry about me having to stay on the same street. At 16, I can drive a car. At 18, I can vote. So like there's these benchmarks that we associate with certain ages when we're children. But as we become older, the benchmarks change, right? You've been paying bills for a long time. I think that's an achievement, right? Like you know what I'm saying? So like where do you think this concept of like needing to have achieved or have done a certain thing comes from post 25?
It comes from me, for me. Like you know this about me, I'm hard on myself. And so I have goals and I have things that I feel like, okay, by now, girl, this is where you need to be.
How do you? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll ask my question in a moment. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. I'm here.
How do
I'm
you
just gonna produce
reconcile that with like what you think God wants for you? Like, do you think that they coincide? Are you concerned that maybe sometimes you add stuff that maybe he didn't say you like? Because he probably didn't tell you had to have X, Y, and Z by this age.
You're right. I don't think he did. I just am like, okay, this is what 39 looks like for me, to me. Now, I don't necessarily know that there are things that he's asked me to do that I have not done. And so that weighs on me as well. Cause I'm like, if I was being obedient, like I would be in a different position by now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there are definitely some things that I know for sure he is like, girl, by now, girl. And then there are other things and expectations I put on myself that I know are not him. I'm hard on myself. I'm hard on other people. I'm just hard, man.
Mother, do you have any thoughts?
You know, my biggest question to her is that my biggest question for Sarita is, would you stop doing it? This is not a good setting because we're all looking at each other and there's some faces being made and stuff.
Come on.
It makes it authentic.
Anyway, I'm just gonna...
It needs to be authentic. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question to you is,
let me say this. I feel like it's an interrogation because y'all are all staring at me and we're like,
I'm looking at mom. Like, I get it.
No, go ahead. So I like to look at people.
I'm just trying to direct traffic since one person who's like, I'm not going to say much, has done a lot of interviewing.
I missed her.
No, it's fine. It's cool.
I missed her so much.
The presentation
it's a great conversation.
She's taking my job.
No, she is not.
She would just like,
she's doing a great. Well, then you need to, because she's pulling it out of me, kid.
The questions were going to be there, but again, she just gets this thing where it's
I just get so excited.
Here's the thing, though. We are just looking at each other having a conversation. So
and that's why I was
my bad. And you're like,
but I'm over here too. Like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, and another question.
Okay, so Mama, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Say what you want
My
to say.
question for you is, do you think why do you think you're not being obedient?
Because I'm stubborn and I'm hard headed and I always want to do it my way first. And I feel like you know that about me.
Absolutely, because you were birthed from me.
Right, I am you.
We have the same. Gotcha.
I am you, and so yeah. So I work on. I believe I am becoming more obedient. I really want to be at the point in my life where God tells me to do something and I do it immediately instead of like ruminating over it. And I'm not there. Well, in some areas I am, like for instance, yesterday when the Lord whispered to me and said, ask your brother how much gas he has.
Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you.
Thank you. And you know,
That's funny.
No, I'm serious. Like, part of me was like, girl, you don't have to say that. And then the other part was, just go ahead, say it. And so I said it.
Yeah.
And Jesus saved us.
See, he works in the big and the small. He is the God of the mundane too, y'all.
He is.
He takes care of us.
Currently says that we've gone 40 miles.
Okay, fine. But we didn't know we were going into uncharted territory.
Uncharted.
So you don't go in empty. Yeah. Do you hear me? That's a word for you.
And that's a word going into these uncharted decades too.
Right. I don't know what's coming. Don't go in
question.
empty.
That'll preach. That will
mute.
preach.
It will preach.
Amen.
It's doing
will. I
something
just
to
had
me
to
right
mute you
here.
so I can get my question
I
in.
feel it.
Fumes.
This is the moment where you put that
both of you
organ.
so I can get my question
I
in.
like it. That's the
This is where you put that organ at.
Don't go into the unknown empty. Do you hear me?
Woo,
I can't-
hallelujah.
Right.
Take it to another level.
Right.
Okay, can I get my question in?
You can.
Thank you. Good gosh. Oh. I missed y'all. Not this, but I missed y'all.
You missed us.
But my question to you, and you're gonna have to think hard on it.
Okay.
Don't be hard on yourself. What would you consider your current greatest achievement in your 39 years?
Honestly, I will say that's not even going to be hard for me. My current greatest achievement in my 39 years is committing to writing the blog. That was a huge leap of faith. I didn't know anybody else that was blogging. I literally just had to trust God. And I would say that's my greatest achievement because I keep going back to this. We talk about it often, but like the blog led to the podcast, which led to me having, you know, Tamika's voice on tape talking about her faith journey. And I feel like that's priceless. That's something I could not have anticipated would come from listening to God tell me to sit down and write a blog every day.
Yeah.
So out of my 39 years, hands down, being obedient in that moment, I think released a lot of things for me.
Oh, man.
I would have gone for the solar panels. That would have been.
Oh, yeah.
And
Because thank God. No. Look, I'm on your side.
they to which I was like, Charmaine and they were having a conversation like a couple days, or some weeks ago or something, and it was about solar panels. I was like, why don't you just call and ask?
Because I did not even
And they were
realize.
like-
You did not have
I
solar
had
panels?
no idea. I've never just looked at your roof.
They
That
so
lets you
visible,
know
girl.
they are
very
Because
visible.
the way her
but
thing.
I've just never
Because
looked
let
at
me
your
tell
roof.
you, as my house can be hard to find because the numbering on the street is weird anyway. And so in my DoorDash instructions, I say, look for the house with the solar panel.
I personally, every time we roll up, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm always looking at the door. I'm looking at the porch. And I'm looking at the front door. Like, where's Fitz?
Oh yeah, that's
Where's
the house.
Sarita? Like I mean, like that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything else.
So technically, we can lump some of this stuff in because technically, y'all's trip up here is to see me, but we did
I mean,
some-
'cause they only
we
came to
knocked
see
some things off your bucket list.
Y'all keep saying it was on my bucket list.
You
It-
added it to the bucket list.
No, it was.
I asked and you said yes.
Here's the thing. It was, we're going to see Joe. What is around Joe that we can also see? Literally, that's it. Like, and then I thought to myself, well, since I'm there and they have fairies like on Grey's Anatomy, I want to ride one.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. So it wasn't on an official list. But I will say it's very in tune and theme with the birthday blogs. Because generally for my birthday, I do write a list. Like for 37 things I want to do on 37, 36 things I want to do on 36. So I don't have a list for 39. And of course I don't have a list for 38 because even though 2021 happened,
You were mourning.
it didn't happen.
It was it was
didn't.
a tough.
Yes,
This past 2 years have been really tough.
Yeah.
They've been really hard.
You said you like it was a solo thing.
It's not, but
No,
I'm
but
the
in
one that writes
regards-
the list.
right.
Yeah, and that's why there was
Right.
no list
Oh, no,
for
there was
last year.
definitely no list.
Yeah. So, but I will say the 37 list gave us lots of fun things that we did together as a family that I'm grateful for. So I probably need to sit down. I mean, I have plenty of time. We're recording this episode way before my birthday. So I have plenty of time to come up with my
We
39
might
for
have to
39.
come back around and just talk about like as a little aside. We'll do an episode of you going through what's on your list.
For 39?
Yeah, that might
That'll be
inspire
fun.
some other people
Yeah.
to do some different types of lists.
Yeah.
And I will say the thing is, I haven't ever had a year where I've done everything on my list, but it has opened up lots of different opportunities and different experiences for myself and other members of my family that I think have created some great memories.
Sushi was on your list.
Correct.
37.
It was for 35, I think. Or
I think it was 37. 'cause
You
Was
tried
not
it at
37.
was that when we were at Hibachi?
yeah, we were at
and she was
Hibachi.
like,
That was 35.
And it was the
Oh,
cooked one. You
wow.
tried the shrimp one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was all right.
I wasn't gonna push her out to try sushi.
I wasn't either.
So I always just put new fun things on my list that I think, oh, it would be cool if I could do this at some point during the year. And so, yeah, sushi was one of them. See, new memories because I made a list.
We climbed a mountain.
Yeah, we did yesterday.
A hill.
It was a hill,
know
but it
what?
was a mountain because I stay at home all day and I do not walk and I do not get steps. And my lungs were like, wait, what? What are we doing here? Expand, guys. Move.
Quickly. This is not a drill.
Move. All hands on deck. Yeah, it was a large hill.
Would you count any of the short experiences you had in the time you've been up here as nice?
Memories?
Yeah.
Of course. Like, how often do
Oh
I
my
come?
God,
The
I
last
wanna tell
time I
the story.
came to Tacoma, didn't really get to see Tacoma. We literally dropped off the U-Haul and went to the hotel.
And the other package known
yeah,
as
went
Bible Study
to
Brother.
bed.
Yeah, we packed off, dropped off Bible Study Brother, ate a little food, and was like, "Love you,
I gotta
goodbye."
go.
We're
We
going to
tired,
sleep,
yeah.
and we flew
Yeah.
out. So we didn't have any time to really make memories other than exhaustion.
So I have a small,
Well,
funny.
now we've made memories of exhaustion since we've been here.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Oh, no,
You guys
for
went
sure.
on
Yeah.
a wonderful journey
Even
that
today,
led
the
directly
sleep
to exhaustion.
that I think all of us got was a different kind of bad.
Well deserved.
Yeah, it was. We worked hard yesterday.
So here's the funny story I want to tell that happened today while she's available and on the podcast to show how connected we are as a family. So we go and we have a lovely breakfast at Shaka Bra
Shout out to Shaka.
It was a brunch.
brunch. It was.
Oh yes,
brunch.
it was a
Yeah,
lovely,
lovely
brunch experience.
We're leaving brunch. We live in the Tacoma
Oh God,
area.
why are we talking? I
knew
just
we were
realized what we were talking about. I did not know this. I didn't know.
The family
Disrespect.
because of family
But you-
And I
unity.
should not have been in the
Wait,
room.
what we were laughing
No,
at
it's so
when he
loud.
rolled down the window. Did you know that was what he was
Yes,
laughing at?
I thought.
Gotcha.
Let me tell you. I thought maybe he was laughing at Charmaine because of what
No.
she said. But then when he started yelling at me, I was like, "Oh no, it's me!
It's you. Go ahead and tell the story because it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
okay. So we live in
Oh my gosh!
and the West Coast is, as is most housing markets in this current climate, very expensive.
Ridiculous.
Apartments or otherwise. And we lived through the struggle of this is a lot. But I'm
A little for a lot,
but
but
we're-
we got to do it.
we're glad to be in a spot where what we're getting is way more than what
Yes.
other people be getting
Yes.
for way more. So
Right.
we're blessed for that. Thank you, Jesus. So outside, y'all know how the petition people be. Back home, the only people that be out petitioning is the marijuana folks.
That's not true.
No, that's not
Healthcare
true.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I be saying it, but I
and
always see.
and the casino people.
Yes,
too. They
the
were-
Oh,
they
the
were
casino people do.
petitioning
They're
hard.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a guy outside petitioning, and I'm not outside yet because I'm holding the door for the lovely ladies. My mother raised a gentleman, and I hold doors sometimes.
Sometimes I was gonna say, wait, are we talking about another kid?
You know
No,
what?
no. We're talking about my
So-
Prince Charming.
Okay, you know what?
No, come on with the story.
That was me
All right.
loving on you, boy.
It wasn't.
It was.
Yeah. So I'm holding the door. They all come out, and I can kind of hear the guy talking, but I hear my mom say, "We're not residents."
No,
She said,
I'm not a resident.
You are not there. Can I tell?
Oh,
Can I tell?
tell
Let
that
me
part,
tell the
tell that
story.
Tell
So,
Well, no, because then you
no,
gonna tell
let me
the
tell the story.
punchline.
You want to tell the punchline?
I want to tell the punchline, but
You
just
weren't
tell
even
the story.
there. Let me tell the
Okay,
story.
fine.
You
Because
add
you
your
were
2
holding
cents
the door.
after.
You can add your commentary
Okay, go
after.
ahead.
Bible study mother is in front of me. Kanae is immediately behind her, and I'm behind Kanae.
Yeah.
So we're all
You were
walking.
kind of on the side of me in front of me. You were on the other side of mom, though.
But Kanae was closer to the gentleman.
I was.
She was closer to the gentleman than I was. So he's with the petition, talking, and mom says, "I'm not a resident." And Kanae ducks her head down and it's like, and I'm like, Kanae. And she's
I
like,
didn't
"What's the
duck my
lady?"
head down.
You
I
did.
know I did. I
You
said,
avoided
"This is what I did." No, I looked at him and I said, "Thank you," and kept moving.
Kanae just was like,
That's what I did. I looked at this man and I said, "Thank you." And I continued because mom had spoken, and I'm not going to say anything outside of what mom said. And she Bible study girl turns around and looks at me and says, "Kanae." And I was like, what? Like, what? Did you want me to stop and say, "Oh, I'm a resident"?
I
I'm going
actually-
to the gate.
No.
What my mom just established, I'm not going to do that. Yes, she did. Exactly, and that was enough.
Kanae was just
So,
like,
okay,
I
so,
wish,
all right,
I
so-
wish,
so wait,
listen
hold
to me.
on,
No,
hold on.
listen to
I
me.
gotta say from my
okay,
frame.
but listen, I so wish this was on video because I was like, so Kanae is just going to act like this man is not talking to her.
He wasn't talking to me. He was talking to mom.
Okay, so now So present day, they're gone. So I'm walking up to the guy because I'm like, well, what is the guy saying? I thought he was a witness of the Jehovah type initially, but then I was like, oh, it's a petition. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, and I was like, this is where I was like, why did she not stop and sign this? So he's like, hey, I'm here for the house, to try and get fair housing for people because. Rent and all these things went up a certain percent. I was like, I'm signing this. We're living this right now.
Yes.
We know how much these apartments. I'm like, oh. And so then I walk off and I'm like, what happened? Did she?
What happened
Did
was
she not hear what he said?
Oh, I heard what he said. I didn't stay long enough to hear the full thing, but I knew what it was about. I just was not in a frame. Yes, I did. He said affordable housing.
That's something you sign up for.
That's something I care about, but I was not in a frame of mind to care. You know why? Because I had made up my mind that today was the day for family, and I wasn't going to think about anything outside of that except having a good time with family. I had eaten. My belly was full. I drank a mimosa. I was not in my right frame of mind. I am not going to put myself in a position.
Second mimosa story on this podcast.
It's the truth.
You just nod and do things that are not.
I thanked him for his service.
If she said
thank you, I moved
it
on.
Was very low because I didn't hear it. I just saw the
no.
So which I then say to her, I was like, y'all been watching too much K-drama. I said, why did you just go Kasamida?
I did not. No, I didn't do either of those things. I just thanked him and I moved on.
It was hilarious. I'm like, nay.
But you did.
It's like, no, I'm not doing it.
And then I got in the car and I was like, bro, I'm going to this. Like, I'm going, listen, shout out to the I'm going.
Okay.
I was shocked because I turned around and was like, where's Joe? Oh, he's having a whole conversation with the man. I thought we was on the same page.
The car and it's starting to rain.
Yes. No. I was about to say, do you guys want to sit in the car over here? But when I look back.
Where is my son? He's left us.
Yeah.
And we can't get in the car.
Yeah. So.
Listen, I was like, affordable housing. Thank you, Jesus. You have said.
He sent this wonderful man. And you know what? And I apologize because you never know when you're entertaining angels. And I apologize that I was not in the right frame of mind to do that. Do not follow my piss poor example. I apologize.
She was just following the lead. She was like, well, all right.
Mom said it, and I'm not gonna say anything else. I have learned.
She said, which if you know my mother meant, I do not. But you do.
No, she didn't look at me. Mom didn't even look back. She kept moving.
Mama kept
and
walking.
I said,
she was in avoid mode.
You know what I thought?
Resident, and you know what I was like, I'm feeling those vibes. Mm-hmm.
That's a woman I will follow into battle. She understands the assignment, and I am not going to negate the captain.
Yeah, we didn't even slow down. You stopped. There was no. Mama was just.
It was a nice ease away. It wasn't like we ran.
It wasn't a run, but Mama never broke stride.
This is the family thing of just.
Cold.
Yeah, Mama was cold.
And the funny thing about this is over the years, in terms of the moments that have happened that prove we are family, that is one of them. Because I'm like, bruh, like you forget we live here. I'm like,
I didn't forget.
No, she definitely didn't forget because
and I certainly would come back next weekend, and I won't go nowhere. I won't go to any restaurant. I will literally find that man and I will sign his petition.
Girl,
because I'll be in my right frame of mind.
When he said
I was
the
not
percentage
yes.
that renting things have gone up for folks, I said, yes, sir.
He was your guy.
It is ridiculous. So it is a crisis.
Guy. And I signed real quick because this is, it's a rampant America thing. But adulting, that's part of adulting. And that's what makes 39 kind of scary because I feel like it's a pivotal year.
Yeah.
I'm a person that I don't know. I like set expectations. And so I don't know for me what 39 looks like, but I also don't want to waste it. I don't want it to be a year because I lost the whole year. 38, honey, blur.
I understand that. That.
Yeah.
It was a blur, especially when we did our taxes last week. And it was like,
last week, mind you.
I don't get
a few weeks ago.
I didn't get that.
So a few weeks. So by the time y'all get this, y'all will be checking like, I hope you didn't do your taxes
last week. Yeah.
But no, they.
I always do mine late. This is Bible study, Mama. I always get there like the day of.
Mama.
If it's April
Mom, let
15th,
me
that's
ask you
when I turn them in.
Ma, I gotta ask you something.
What?
Do you think you sound like Sarita? Or Kanae?
I don't think I sound like anybody.
I
What you
asked
talking
that
about?
because you announced just this is Bible study. Mama. And I was like, wait.
Why is she
do we,
announcing
like-
it?
Because in case they were confused, look, y'all gonna leave
Yo.
her alone.
Yo, Bev too. Stop.
I wondered the same thing, but I just let her have it.
Okay, because I was like, do y'all sound like
I was gonna stay on the ones and twos because that introduction was popping.
Hello,
But
this is Bible Study Mama, and I just want to let you know about my tax habits. Thank you.
That was my
I
TED
love
talk.
you.
point
Goodbye.
being, what did you discover when you did your taxes?
Yes. Oh, there was a whole
Make
month
you-
of things.
I discovered that I don't have to pay them people no money.
Praise the Lord.
Is that why you
Yes.
wait so late?
And I
'Cause
actually
you
don't
have
get it. Usually I wait so late because I have to pay them anyway, so
I
I,
got
have
you.
to get on a payment plan.
I understand.
But you know, this year's it's a little different.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm hoping to get to a point where we're just like breaking even. Like we don't owe nobody no money. We good.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's the adulting goal. 'Cause
It is. Like
currently, we're
we've-
at the pre-adulting goal of
we
get
want
money
that.
back.
We want that refund.
get money
But
back.
getting
Do you feel
to a
like
place
that's
where-
pre-adulting?
It's pre-adulting because of what it says about what you are like spending and where your budgets and things are going. Like when you get money back, that means at least by all of these folks that you did some off.
that you should have been able to bring more money home throughout the year, and that you weren't
Yeah, definitely.
planning in a way that would be more beneficial to you overall. Like because getting that large refund is great and everything, but generally speaking, depending on who you are, by and large, among the people that I've talked to and surveyed and such in my short stint on this earth, right? Most people spend that money really quickly. And so it doesn't really yield much of a long-term return for you. It's just like a quick little, oh, this is an extra gift to myself.
Just a little bonus.
Yeah. And it shouldn't, hopefully, anyway, it could be more than that.
Yeah.
So
Another question that I have for the birthday girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite like birthday or like favorite like your life memory that shines out for you as you think about 39 years?
So you saying a specific birthday memory that's like
Yeah.
the tip top, the
Yeah.
pinnacle? I would say really my 30th birthday. We had so much fun. We went on a whole trip. We rented a beach house. It was a great experience. Like
We did your party that year too?
oh yeah. Also, Mama threw me a 30th birthday party. So 30 was a big birthday for me.
That was all the same year.
All the same year.
That sweet tea and the mashed potato.
Yep.
Baby.
The food was on point. And we just had a great time. I love spending time with my family. And so being able to make memories. And I feel like that's a trip that was not only good for me, it was good for everyone. We all had a great time. So, yeah, I think 30 was good. Anytime I go on a trip for my birthday, I'm pretty well pleased. Which is why I'm planning for my 40th, because I want 40 to be nice.
We'll talk about that
that's really exciting.
after we're back. Go ahead.
Okay. I have a question for the Bible study girl. During this birthday time, what have you, oh no, I wouldn't, I was trying to figure out the best way to phrase it.
There's just so much
Have
dead
you-
space. Dead air is bad.
Next time I'll go bye, 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 and then I'll answer, or I'll ask my question. Will that help? The
Yes.
dead space? Okay. Bye, 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 bye. All right.
Why is
So,
this executive producer beating up on another executive producer who's asking such thought-provoking
Because
questions?
that ex-producer is, Lord,
see?
I'm to hear more. Has retired.
Okay.
my question to you
She
is,
retired on you? Okay.
what? I haven't. We just haven't. See
Okay.
how he keeps redirecting me while I'm
Okay.
trying to ask you this question?
I'm back today.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my question is like, have you learned anything, like especially coming into your 39th year, moving towards your 40th year, have you learned anything new about God this year, or like moving into this year than you did before?
Oh, yes. So much so that definitely was a God question because I'm writing a whole book about it. Like that
what? Yo, celebration time. I did not know that.
Yeah, I know. I said that was definitely a God
That's
question
dope.
because that is exactly what my book is about. What I've learned, like, yeah, the book is about what I learned about love, and I'm gonna let you guys know what I've learned about love.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
Pretty spicy, guys.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
Muy
It's spicy.
caliente.
it's not. not
Volcano.
it's not spicy, but
Hot
it definitely
Cheetos.
is. It's definitely what I've learned of love, God's love for me, what love means to me. That's what my book is about, and I'm writing it and I'm working on it. Mama called me the other day. She didn't want nothing. I was like, okay, like I'm really working on my book. Can we talk later, girl?
Do you think going through the process of doing it has like taught you more about his character as well as his
100%.
love for you?
It's taught me more about his character. It has taught me about more of his love for me. And really, honestly, when I think back and reflect over my life, my understanding of God's love has definitely matured. And that is what
That's dope.
the book is like. You know, this is what I thought love was. But now I know this is what love is.
That's beautiful.
So with that, just to kind of get two things that I know you like doing, which I think will be fun. One, talk about a vision for yourself for the next 10 years. And just in a general sense, doesn't have to be anything specific. And then second part of that will be currently, like, if you were gone tomorrow, what do you think your legacy currently is, in?
Okay, so let's go 10 years. I am a vision caster. I like to have a plan, a goal, something to shoot for and reach for. Have I thought about what I want the next years or the next 10 years specifically to look like? No. We talked about this earlier, but for sure, I want to be more obedient and more obedient instantly, not delayed obedience, because delayed obedience is disobedience. You just taking your time. I'm gonna whoop you, girl. So for me, the next 10 years, I want to be more instant obedience. And I will also say the past year has taught me to be more settled in being with myself, by myself, and just be me by myself. And I say that in terms of like a relationship.
So get out them DMs.
Nobody's in them.
Anytime we mention DMs, it'd be lit.
Well, what you mentioned them for?
She mentioned.
I'm talking about.
I never said did I? I never
Oh,
said
not-
DM.
not-
It's
not
always
currently.
him.
Look at him. He don't even realize.
But I have previously, I would say even 2 years ago, I was not content being alone. Would I like to be in a relationship and have children of my own? Yes, that's nice. But I don't want no mess.
Yeah.
And so this past year, I've come to a place where, me, this cat, this house, I'm straight. Like, and of course, I do desire relationship with people, like with my family and stuff. But like a romantic relationship, I have calmed all the way down,
I
child.
understand. I mean, it's hard to create a Tupac Christian.
Oh, what?
Don't worry
A
about it.
Tupac
Inside.
Christian.
Oh,
he,
a Tupac Christian.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
because
that's real.
he.
Is he?
Not
believes-
he. Because there's factual proof and evidence. We have discerned what it is.
Well, I think that's another reason I'm content being by myself, because what I am attracted to ain't good, and I need to figure out
Listen, baby.
what I'm attracted to is not good, and I need to figure out like what is that? What is that thing?
Where does that come from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, why do I like that? Because I talked to a Bible study brother about it, and I said I think part of it is I like a man that has drive,
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah,
It
I was
usually
gonna say,
expresses itself in a particular
go
way that's not necessarily conducive to your walk.
but
Is
yeah.
that what you're saying? Like, generally speaking, the
Oh,
way the
yeah,
drive
it's
manifests
never-
is
no,
not
it-
necessarily what
There's
you...
only one package. Listen, don't
no,
talk to her.
I'm trying to help her say it for the people that are listening. I know it's happening.
No. Where we said
But we
it-
want to bring people out.
No, listen to what I'm saying to you. How we've packaged it as Tupac Christian is the package they get.
I know.
So
but
if
everybody might not know
y'all, okay,
what
if
that
y'all
means.
need an explanation, what that means is this gentleman, maybe a little rough around the edges, but he reads the Bible sometimes.
You know the Lord. No.
Now, what the expectation is that he reads it all the time.
No,
And-
that's not my expectation.
No,
I think-
not you. I'm saying like when you marry these things, like a lot of the times those go-getters, they go and get it how they gotta get it, any kind of way, from sun up to sundown.
I think the accurate expectation is that he might read the Bible sometimes, but what he reading is actually affecting him. Even if you only know the 23rd Psalm, then you live like the Lord is your shepherd. Gosh darn it! If you're not living like He your shepherd, that's where the problems come in.
They live a lot more like,
This is what I'm saying.
God forgives, I don't.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
kinda,
fix him. What did he say? Fix him up there, Lord. Go quote that man like
Yeah,
that.
and I tend to gravitate towards that.
But it's but we do it's the general ambition and like that. But I think that there's a it's hard to diagnose.
What do you
There's someone that can do.
think? I need to see a professional.
Oh, for sure.
What?
I think there's some trauma there.
Look, I'm here for whatever level your journey or whatever path this journey takes. But I do truly think that what you just said though is like pivotal. It's like being at peace with where you are and being able to like, because I feel like when you're at peace, you can submit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you can be more obedient. If you're not at peace, it's harder to be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to you. Like, all right,
I'm gonna listen to you
when
until things don't go my way.
yeah, you can.
I can see that.
Put that
I'm
in your-
going to put more effort into
in your
creating
back
your
pocket.
peace.
That's fine.
Yes.
But the thing is, she also wants a man that'll be able to lead her household. She
Right.
ain't
Yeah.
Well,
married.
but
The
you,
right- that's my thing.
But you
In the
see
right
that
way.
as
in the right way.
not
And
like in bad aggression, but you see it in a. It's like a,
I do. I'm attracted to a leader.
Yeah.
How about that? But
No,
they're
that's
not
real.
necessarily leading me the right way.
I was
See,
going to say
yeah.
a leader and a thug commander. Thank
See
you.
how I was trying to.
Thank you for helping me out. It froze. I needed it. Blah, blah,
no,
blah, blah, blah.
see, and he judged you.
I got his
and
back,
you were like,
though.
I said I needed the blah 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 because my brain froze. But the thug commandments.
Look, but you know what though? On some real stuff though, biblically, when you think about a mighty man of valor, or you talk about like somebody like David,
You need a soldier.
You sitting up there talking about a Tupac Christian,
Right, and that's what I
that is a like pop culture kind of reference and kind of a like a joke. But when you think about it
I
biblically,
need a
though,
soldier. Thank you, Kanae.
like it makes
Okay.
sense.
It makes
So
These
what I
are
need
men
you
who
not
will draw
to
the sword,
So listen
who
to
will
me.
Let me
lead the
explain
fam.
You are right, Kanae.
just
So here's the
Let me
thing.
explain
I
something to
don't
you, though.
need
I will mute.
professional help.
No.
I just
No.
needed somebody to break it down.
Nope.
But let's get back.
Let me
but let's
because now you see, you had to do this.
Sorry, I didn't let us
Now what you done
backwards.
did is you done led us astray. And when these toxic folks be just sending in their comments about, well, I thought it was pure white
Yo.
like Jesus, but apparently it was pure white Coke. And you gonna be mad, but like, cause he would go
know darn
he
well
went to church
that's
with me
not what I
on
mean.
Easter and all the holiday. I just thought
I'm
and
attracted
he
to a
always
leader.
wore Burberry.
No. And so I am. So I thank the Lord that I have peace.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
content with where I am in
That's
life.
beautiful.
The next 10 years, really, I see just tremendous growth in myself, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You know, I
Yeah.
always talk about wanting to be whole, and that is, I want to be closer towards wholeness and not falling so much into my same traps and all those things. So that's what I see for myself in the next 10 years. I don't want to necessarily specifically say, I see this, I see that. Because I still have a vision board that I created beginning of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, a lot of that stuff remains to be seen. So we just gonna let that carry over. And then once all of that stuff is done, I'll do another one.
On to another one.
What was the second part of your question?
What do you think your legacy currently would be if you were to not be here?
If I was to go to glory, I think about that tremendously. And I think that's one, since Tamika passed, I think that is one thing I think about quite often, because I feel like she packed so much life into 42 years. Mm-hmm. And I know we're not supposed to compare, but if I leave tomorrow, I want to leave and feel like I poured it all out and that I didn't leave, like I gave you this to do and you didn't do it. My legacy now, the blogs will live on as long as there's money in my bank account for them to draft the monthly payments. But you got access to my account.
So it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
That would be an eternal thing.
Some of the money,
and I still have
some of the money you will get
myself.
Some of the money you will get when I pass away. Just make sure you keep enough in there. I'll have to write down like this how much the blog costs.
Yeah, keep that.
And you can pay it in a yearly rate. It's up to you how you want to do it. Like when I first started, I paid up for the year, but
baby, I understand.
Month to month now.
Amen.
So the blog will forever live on, and it will be a great glimpse into the life of one Christian girl. I don't speak for all Christian girls out there, all Christian Black girls. It's just me. It's just my personal story. So I think that's a legacy that will live forever. This podcast, you'll be able to hear my voice forever and laugh with me, and maybe even cry if you listen to some of them and think, doggone, I missed that girl.
I almost forgot what podcast we
You
were
almost
on.
cussed me?
Oh, I did. Because I was going to be like, I'm not listening to anything.
That'll be me.
You wouldn't listen?
No, I'll listen.
Oh, no.
I'm saying I'll be the one listening.
You know where she went? Anyway, look, you know what her choice was. She walked with somebody to go look at somebody, and I did not.
Oh, yeah, no, I did.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going
to
do it.
Yes, you did. Mm-hmm. You did go view.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even viewing.
Somebody had to.
Were you there?
You didn't have to.
I felt the need
she
to.
Might be able to answer
I really felt
our query.
strongly that I needed someone.
No, she was working the camera, but she may have. Asked her.
At the wake for Tamika, do you know who walked with me down to view?
I'd have to look back on the camera, but yeah.
You do?
I mean, I know I saw it.
Not the funeral, the wake.
I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember.
No, you were outside.
I don't remember
setting up the camera.
I don't remember.
None of us remember
for one person.
The reason
I feel like I do kind of, but I'd have to think about it strongly.
Here's why we're doing this. We're setting this up because
I think you did go down there.
He did.
You
want to
know who? You want to know who did not go view with me?
Me.
Well, also your partner.
Mom made a very strong choice ahead of time. I'm not shocked by this, and I would not disparage her for it. Like, she made a choice, and I knew what that choice was going to be.
I didn't. I assumed that she went with him.
And
why
did you think that?
No, because I know I was not in my right mind, and you are so supportive of your children.
The friends. I feel like it might have been.
I don't know who. I assumed it was Mama.
No,
I assumed it was Mama. And she was definitely.
I said it was probably.
It was Ariana
and Devin.
Yeah.
That's who it was. I think it was Ariana.
I just assumed Mama went because we were having a discussion about. I've talked about this on a podcast. I think the podcast before this one about how going back to church was difficult for me.
Yes.
Because
that's the one that comes right before this one.
Yeah, it is the one right before this one because anytime I go into that building, I just see Tamika's body at the altar. And so that is like very triggering for me and it's very difficult for me. And so I asked Mom, side conversation, I was like, so, because Joe was saying it would be hard for me to go back to the church, I think.
Certainly.
Because I haven't been back to the church since then. Like, and only
we
times
don't live there anymore, but that makes sense too. I don't know that I would.
Like, we went for the the family thing. We all had our Cuzzo crew shirts on. And then the next time I'm there is to
I think, did you not go to the Easter come to Easter?
No, I don't think
We
so. Because they
came
were members
for
of.
we came for Sunday school
They-
one year or one day.
That's
One
the
day.
Cuzzo crew.
No,
they
it was different.
y'all also
Oh no,
came
that was
separately.
before, but that was like before we started doing stuff. That was when we were looking for churches, and I
Right.
was trying to.
So y'all, there's
we came for Sunday school and we came to
So-
visit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the last time I was there.
But that was not a thing for me. You know, I made a very conscious decision prior to the viewing, the wake,
Yeah.
any of it. I will not view at all.
Yeah,
And
It was a very personal choice.
clearly
because-
Kanae knew that. I was not in.
Clearly, I forgot
did
that.
not know. I listened, honey.
I'm gonna tell you, I didn't think any of you would. That's the reason why I was like, I felt like this sense of duty.
felt like it was your
we
responsibility.
need a representative, and I'm gonna be the one to do it because I'm not like none of them can do this. This is not fair and not okay.
Oh no, I remember.
I would rather it be me. I'm gonna go do it. So at least someone can say they did. You know what I mean?
Well, I couldn't go back there
I
because
ain't the jumping bridge type. So.
yes, it's the ICU, but everybody back here that's asleep about to wake up. If I go back,
You thought you was getting some rest.
yeah, you thought no, and they like, why this fool? She's screaming. She
Oh, you was
hollering.
gonna sound like this puppy this morning that was waking us up. just
Okay.
howling.
Well, she was having very difficult time even going near the door, and I was like, I cannot see myself going even down there with her, because I wouldn't be able to help her at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
No,
we
yeah.
know. We went
I
to
know,
Uncle
we know.
Chauncey's funeral.
And that makes sense.
Okay,
Yo.
I'm gonna get off you.
Yo,
All right, so I have
was a shot.
another.
We gotta
I don't
get back
know.
to this birthday stuff. That was a-
No, we're still talking.
Let
about
me know when we get to the wrap up because
Whoa.
I have a question that I'd like to pose to the group at large
Whoa.
for Bible Study Girl, but I'll hold that till we get closer to the end of
So
the,
how did we get
the
to
show.
this?
I don't know. We just
We
was a
were
lot-
talk-
My bad. It was probably
We were
me 'cause it was
talking
just a lot of
about,
side
you know,
stories.
the fact that last year was
Rough.
yes,
yeah.
it was a we just survived year, and we don't want 39 to be like that
Definitely
or
don't.
anything else.
You are a great executive producer. If you ever get tired of producing great area anime and
she
are
tired. She
feeling
tired.
I'm not,
like
though.
you need a shift or a change, I'm your girl.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know what?
I love you.
Every
with
time
my,
you,
no.
no.
I
Every
love
time,
you with my whole
every
heart, Bible study
episode-
brother. But she comes with the like.
Every time she comes on, you be like, "Oh, is that what you do? That's what be in y'all." Oh.
It's because you be
Every
telling
time.
her half the
All right, so
story,
let's do
fam.
this. So
You
let's do
didn't have
this.
no sound effects together. Remember we did that last time? You was like, wait a minute, you
So
got
now
sound
you're going.
effects?
So
You
now
got-
instead of
you
just
got music?
stopping and being a partner, a
I'm
teammate,
on your
No,
side.
you're not. You just went. So
Well,
I get that
the
you
thing
mentioned it, but let me get specific
But here's the thing
about
like,
how I'm tumultuous to their relationship.
I'm saying I don't know that you haven't shared these things, and so I'm stepping into holes I didn't know were there.
What I'm telling you is, you ain't never got to guess. You can always ask before you just be like, "Well, I
don't know
think.
that this is something I should ask about, but I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize on behalf of
I mean,
every.
you look real
situation.
Farrakhan-ish right now.
I'm like, what?
Farrakhan-ish. You look real bean pie selling right now. It's
Like
giving
you're a
that.
part of the NOI. No shade
Or
to
like
the NOI.
a mother
all.
at a Pan-African church.
Oh, I have a great question for you, Mom. My 39 and your 39 completely different. You are in a completely
Totally different.
different stage of
Yeah.
life. Do you have any advice you think you could give me going into 39?
And then I got a question.
Or
after
things
that.
you
Oh,
think
that's kind of yeah.
or things you think I would be useful for me, because you know me.
Going into 39, it's different because I did have 2 children. Neither of you have children. That's not a
Yo,
Yes.
bruh, like really?
Yes.
But I'm just saying,
Oh my God,
Shots fired.
I was
You
in the
have a
midst
grandcat who loves you.
loves you.
He
Dearly.
loves you.
I
He
love
would
my grandcat.
no,
too.
he would love nothing more for you to touch him one day, but he knows it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna
He has to touch me. I don't touch him.
From a
But
distance. Okay.
at 39, I was about to go into a transition.
Oh,
I also you've always worn glasses.
Mm-hmm.
My eyesight changed. It was changing at
Mine
39,
is changing
40.
now.
And it was like,
I don't even want to talk about it.
I have to wear glasses, like physically wear glasses. I'm never going to wear contacts. Y'all know I'm not going to stick anything in my eye by myself.
Which is so weird. You will talk about every hospital thing in the world that is so disgusting in a normal way, and then be like, I can't touch my eyes.
No judgment.
I'm not sticking anything in my eye. I'm just not doing it.
It's just not happening.
It doesn't make sense.
Both you guys
Stop
are
it.
disrespectful.
So anyway, here's the other thing. I spent a lot more time focusing on God at that time also. Because I knew that I was at a place I was at a crossroad in my life. So I could either go deeper into him or go away from him.
Go back to cussing Bev.
I could go back
This
to cussing
person didn't
Bev.
exist.
She did.
She did not. I don't believe that.
I cussed like a sailor.
Deliverance is real.
But
I need that.
it was at that time that I decided I need to go deeper in God, because that's who was going to help me through what I was about to go through.
Right.
So that was the, I mean, it's you're at that point because you recognize you've had something major happen in your life.
Yeah.
That you chose to go the other way for a while.
Sure did.
And you're now coming back to where you need to be.
Right.
This better not be no legacy thing, because the Lord knows I don't want to be coming on here.
Oh, don't worry. You ain't going nowhere.
Like 39.
I'm not talking about
that.
you going out and being rampant and crazy. But
no.
it's like
Yeah.
your thought processes are not
Yeah.
like, hey, you let me down on this one.
Right.
I'm gonna show you how that feel.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you.
And I think that's a real place. Like
Yeah.
that's a real
dark,
Christian struggle.
That's a struggle
Yeah.
when you love somebody and they're gone and you're like, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
This wasn't in the plan.
That's not what we discussed. You didn't
Right.
ask me.
You
didn't ask. You didn't
did
prepare.
too much. You did too much.
Okay.
And it was 20,
Are you finna cry?
21.
I just don't know how to breathe.
Oh.
Because she need to take a breath.
2021 was a year where everything got tested.
It did.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Everything got tested.
Yes.
No lies told.
And at the fourth funeral, I couldn't take it anymore.
We
Yeah.
know.
I had all I could take of it.
Yeah.
We know.
Listen, I'm not gonna say it again. You about to make me mention it again. That
Don't. We can't even
Just
talk
don't.
about
Not even gonna
And
go
moving
there.
on.
it. Yeah.
All right.
Next.
So here's my big.
But anyway,
Wait,
that's my thing, to get deeper.
But
And
here's
not
the
go
thing.
the wrong
Not
way.
stray away.
Thank you,
So,
Mama.
guest co-host. Here's what we're gonna do.
He's talking to you.
Yes.
Okay.
The both of you. So
Yes.
what we are going to do, we'll start with the very verbose wife of mine.
Says the man that. Okay, go ahead.
He married me. He knew what he was doing because
when
he
it-
know who he is.
When
You
it's
understand?
two of them in a building, it's difficult. Is all I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
But we on the same
So
page.
what you need to do here, and what we're gonna do, is give the Bible study girl good words and good graces of, like, just how
That's what I was
appreciative
thinking
you
of
are of
doing
her.
anyway.
What you think of her and your time you spent, learned, your sister, daughter, brother. Go.
Okay, so running it down, one, you're somebody that I have a high amount of respect for and a high amount of admiration for, not just because you're my only iteration of a big sister, which I'm very grateful to have, but also just because of your character. Like, I've always admired your character. I admire how honest and earnest you are. Like, you just live your truth and that's the end of it. I like that about you very much. I truly, like, even like good times, bad, it doesn't make a difference. Like, you just are yourself, and that's something that I can respect as well as connect with.
Right.
As someone who has historically not been able to just be myself. Like I felt the need to kind of suppress myself. Right. So seeing that in you is an encouragement in me, and it inspires me to go ahead and just let it out. Child. And I really, really appreciate that. And then if I had to give you something in terms of just words of encouragement moving forward, something that I personally have just realized for myself, especially as another person who can be hard on themselves and has a very serious level of expectation for themselves. I realized the other day, and this is like a duh moment, and I feel like a lot of people are probably going to be like, you ain't know that, girl. But it's like I had just got to a place in my life where I was like, I am always just going to be dependent upon God. Like it's just going to be that way. Like right. I'm never going to get to a point where I have fully arrived, where I'm beyond sin, where I don't have a thought that's probably not the way that it should be, or I don't have a desire, or I don't accidentally mess up, or I'm not like it's just not going to happen. Right. And I think I'm okay with that because I know I'm not going to fall away. Right. Like I can be, we are perplexed, but we're not destroyed. We're not, you know what I mean? Like all of that, like we're tossed about and everything, but we're not crushed. And I think that that being the reality moving forward, just being like at peace with that. It's okay that you are a human. You are not going to ever not get tired. You are not going to ever be able to just get it 100. That's what he's for. Right. And remembering that, he is your strength. And because of the level of obedience and desire in your heart to be for, to live for him and to love him and to make him proud, that's you're going to always be sustained and be seen through, even when you fall. Like you're never going to fall away. You're never going to be all the way out of grace. You're never going to be too far gone. And so thank you. Remember that moving forward.
I definitely needed that because your girl has been on the island.
Yeah.
1 second.
What's happening?
I wish I knew.
Bye.
Continue talking. Need something to happen that didn't happen. So.
But that would be my thing. It's just
that's what happened. Okay, keep going. I'm just saying.
But no, I appreciate.
I'm gonna always live dependent and needy of God's hand on my life.
Always.
Never. I'm never the doctor. And I think that spirit of Christian elitism has always made Christians, when they fall, it's so hard because they were so high. See, the lower you stay, the fall is nothing but a stumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right.
Very true.
He's right about that. Like
I mean, like, as you were saying it, that just,
It's true. And I think
you said it eloquently.
Remaining that, because it's funny that came out, like, I think a day or two after I was just riding in the car and I was like, yeah, Lord, I think I'm okay with this now. Because I remember being as a teenager like, no, I need to, like, there's no reason why I can't get it perfect. I need to, I need to do better with managing my time and turning in all of my assignments need to be 100%. I can't get a 91. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's that stress and, that's living in flesh. That's me desiring to be self-sufficient.
Right.
And not reliant on the fact that I do serve a holy God who is able to cover me in all things. And I think that's my prayer for you moving forward, is that you're able to just relax and truly be at peace and flourish in that place of just reliance.
I think that's a great birthday blessing, shout out, reminder.
What you got going on?
Girls, chill out.
Yeah.
She almost looks like a rapper.
Like a Queen Latifah.
I was just going to say, that's why I said they're Pan-African.
Well, see, here
and now she's
at the age that I am now, I look back and I can see where you are exceeding any expectation that I ever had for you.
Am I?
You are.
Yeah.
Because you are unashamedly you.
I am. Now y'all both said that. So that lets the people know it don't even matter.
It don't.
You say what
Spoiler
you
alert,
mean,
it's gonna get said 3.
what you say. And even though you have people pleaser tendencies, that's really not you.
That's not your reality.
It's not.
That's not the reality.
Here's the thing. I am me unapologetically. But I was raised by Beverly, who is more like, you gotta be nice, girl.
Yeah.
So you need to, and so I have absorbed a lot of, let me be nice, and not saying that I'm rude to people when I'm like being me authentically, but it took a lot.
It's tempered.
It is.
Yes.
It is very tempered. I mean, but
maybe that
you
will happen
say
to me
what
at
you
39.
mean to say, but you don't do it. You do it out. You say it with love. You don't.
Yes.
You don't go at it in a bitter way.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And there are ways that you, even when people bosses have done things that were inappropriate or unfair,
she says this.
when you responded to them in kind, it never was abusive or abrasive. It was to the point and factual.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But
That's true.
The lie detector test determined that is a lie.
Joe,
Because if you no. Hold on. We gonna get back to your.
cut you.
What
but
I'm telling
it's not,
is,
you don't know you've been cut.
if they understand the English language, they should understand that they've been cut.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Bible study, brother, everybody is having problems with the English language, even the native English speakers. Let's not get beside
Cat
ourselves.
Williams
We
thing
know
you doing
what's
right
going
now?
on. I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
My mama.
Look at y'all.
The point
here.
is, let mom have her moment
yeah,
now.
mama, say what you're
Okay.
saying.
I'm just saying, I appreciate you. I love you. You show love. Love is an action word. That is something that we have. That's our mantra in our family.
It is.
Love is an action word. And you show love. If you love someone, they know it.
Yeah.
If you don't care for someone, they know it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
There is no fakeness up in here.
I can't. I be trying.
Your face says a lot.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to work on facial expressions, but you
Since
also
I
got
was a
that
baby.
from your mother.
Since I was a baby, you've been telling me to fix my face.
So I'm just saying, you've achieved a lot more than I achieved at your age.
Really? I feel
You
like
have.
you were farther ahead in life than me at this age. But go ahead.
No, you weren't. I wasn't. You continued on your education. You got your master's.
You have a whole
so forth,
degree.
so-
You act like you.
No.
Girl, let this woman
I
love
have
on
a
you.
degree,
Let her love on you.
but
I'm gonna let
just
you love on
saying,
me.
I am peacock proud of you, and I love you.
I love you too.
And I think that I care about your disappointment in me at times.
What are you talking about?
No.
Okay.
We just did a whole. Did you not listen to the episode we did? This is supposed to be encouraging.
I understood that,
It
but I'm
is.
encouraging her. I am encouraging her because Sarita is A1. She bougie.
Come on.
Beautifully bougie.
Yes.
I love it.
She encourages it.
I encourage it. I'm not bougie, but
I knew she was coming with
come on,
Well.
my bougie baby.
Remind you, I told you she was. You know what?
the story. No, let her talk.
I want her to keep on with the bouginess because
Yes.
You benefit.
I benefit from the bougie. I benefit from the bougie.
So you keep bringing them benefits, girl.
She literally told me that today. She was like, I think I'm good with the bougie. Like, I like bougie.
It has its perks.
I mean, it got its birth with me, but you have exceeded.
Yeah.
You have exceeded my bouge.
Yes.
So I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
I
you know,
agree
we've
with that. I
taken
do
it,
agree with
we've
that.
taken it up higher, and that's what y'all are supposed to do.
Yes.
You're supposed to go higher than where I have set you at.
That's true.
My expectations, they're being exceeded above and beyond. But honestly, it's because of God. It's not
because of God.
Yeah.
The truth of the whole matter is anything that we have, anything that we've ever done, anything that we've ever experienced in life is because of God.
It is.
And I'm going to give him praise for putting you in my life.
Aww.
Because if he had not had me birth you, I wouldn't have you. Yeah. So you're my blessing. Yeah. Both of you are my blessing.
But this is about
this
my
is about her. Like,
you're my first blessing.
I know where I stand.
Ignore him.
I wasn't offended. I was like, I know where I stand.
You're my first blessing.
I knew you were not offended at all. She was just like, but I know he over here listening. Let me tell you.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm
Your
saying.
current location tells me what I am.
And you use that. Yeah. And I'm very proud of the fact that you use your blessings to bless others.
Yeah.
And people really don't know that about you. Because you're not one to show your hand. You know, if you bless somebody, you just bless them. And don't nobody else have to know what you did.
Because your Father who sees you in secret will reward you.
It really bothers me. Because I hate when I have to tell people, I'm going to say this. Like, I was talking to Ariana about something the other day. And she was like, oh, I thought you were, she was like, I hate to call you on this day because I know you're doing this. And I was like, oh, no, I'm finished with that. So now I'm actually doing blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what? I didn't know that about you. She was like, you be living a whole secret life and you just be doing stuff. Like, she was like, I mean, that's so great. But I don't like for people to know. Even family. Ain't that crazy? But if I'm going to do something, I just want to do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
We talk about most of this stuff, so I guess it's just weird. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that you do that you don't say to me, but majority of stuff we talk about.
She just out here living.
Yeah. And then I just be like, it's just so normal to me. So I'd be like, yeah, that's what she would do.
She's a complete secret agent, didn't you know?
I am definitely very
I just work at the agency.
Secret
I'm always at the water cooler.
Right? But I do like to, like, if I'm going to do something, I don't want nobody to know. Like, I don't know.
Are you ready?
I think we have that in common. I mean, true. But also, I think I've exemplified giving.
You have
before
constantly.
Y'all. So
constantly.
Yeah.
And when I stopped being cussing Bev, it was only because Joyce Meyer had, I don't know, I was listening to her and she was saying something about the way you raise your kids will represent you when you go out. I knew that internally. I mean, I knew that, but just hearing it at that point in time was a word for me, a revelation that if this is how you want your kids to go out and act and behave, then that's what they're gonna do.
Yep. Right.
But if you want them to behave like they were raised around Jesus and knew Jesus, then this is what you need to do. And it was an immediate change. I was just like, I want my kids to know God, like know him.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, whatever I need to do to get them to know him, I'm in for it.
I am a perfect mix of you then. I'm 50%. Yes, I know it, and 50% of you owe you. That's me. All right, but
and we are your friend.
Oh right. My gosh, he's shaking his hands out. I can't wait to hear this. Go.
Oh my Lord.
To you, my second mother, my ride or die, my first best friend, who, broke up with me in the middle of.
Come on, I was a child.
Oh, man. Listen, y'all, let me tell y'all this. So I'm going to tell y'all this story in the podcast. It's one of the funniest things that I would never forget in my life. So now that I know like a lot about like TV production and stuff, we had a TV show. It was the Ninja Turtles and the Barbies.
We did.
It was soap opera, like levels of everything. Like had like these folks
people had relationships.
Folks was always having trouble.
These Barbies
like
are breaking up with these Ninja Turtles.
It was very impactful. And so, because again, this is the only person I played with. And I was like, oh man, like, I'm like, when's the next season? When's the next episode? And she pulls me to the side. We're in the living room. I'll never forget this.
I remember
my turtle dome is like on the floor, like all this stuff. And she goes, I don't want to play with you anymore. And I was like,
just straight like that.
I was like, what? Like, I just don't want to play with you anymore. And I was like,
what?
I mean,
I had to be. Here's the thing. there's an almost 5-year age gap between us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was 8. I was 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The toy phase was leaving.
No,
you were done. You were done.
Right. Like, I was like, no shade.
Even though later on in life she's had Furbies and other, but you know.
But I'm just saying, no shade, no disrespect, but
She was like,
I don't feel like spending a Saturday creating our soap opera world. I want to go to the mall with my friends.
Yeah.
And that's what she did.
Yeah.
But, you know, like
so it wasn't, it was just.
it wasn't, but, you know.
Transitionary.
But
Mom was like, where was I? Taking me to the mall, man.
like,
Just for you.
and we don't talk about it. Like, I don't, I mean, you know, so the other thing.
It's so much that you keep from me.
Oh my God.
She's also the person
Now,
who.
I kept this boy entertained for 8 years.
I think that's long enough. You put in
That's a
some
little bit
serious
longer
time.
than 8. You just stopped playing.
Yeah, I'm saying like.
You took 5 years off.
Yeah. And then I came back.
Yes, you took, matter of fact, the exact 5 years off because you knew at the moment that I would start to want to do the things that you did.
I want to do.
And
Right.
you was
Like, oh, we back now. Like,
I now
you a
see it for what
teenager
it was,
and you
yeah.
get it. All right. You want to go to the mall with me? Cool.
No. You want to go on your first date?
Cool.
I got
It
you.
works.
Like, so now you see where I was,
I see
bro.
where you were.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's not like
I mean, it made clear because by the time I like had actually made friends like
in the
shortly after
neighborhood,
that. Yeah.
right? Which was great. It was a great
It was a great
transition
small
time.
transition.
Like,
So there was no
go
fall.
find the friends.
But she didn't leave me, so it wasn't like she didn't. You know, my sister has
We
beat
still hung
folks
out,
up
yeah.
for me, and she did not play about me regardless. And the thing that I want to encourage you about, which you always say I'm gaslighting and all this other, not gaslighting, but hype man, but like you say it like it ain't real. The thing that has always made me proud is the same thing with that Mama and Kanae are saying, which is you're just you. It is why I am so unabashedly myself, because if I never saw the mix of being like us while wanting to see stuff and knowing God, like you said, there was a whole lot of I'm gonna obey, but you know, slow disobedience is disobedience. But that mindset is it's still safe because God is going to correct me, not life.
right.
You know, not in a way of like how other folks when they had their phases and stuff in life, like we would be out, but I'm like, my mama told me I probably need to be home by this time. I know I did this, but I want to get back safe, you know?
Yeah.
And while I can't explain that to her because I'm still doing something that's dangerous in her mind, but trust me, I'm listening to your tutelage. And so,
Trust me.
you know, I've always been proud of that because you showed me so much of the world. And even though I thought the world was way easier because of how you handled the world, at least in the ways that were public to me. Because like I said, I didn't know a lot of the different struggles that you were going through. It's just you made things look easy. If it's acting, you just did it. If it's flag line, or if it's
Never was on flag line. That's your mother.
hype squad,
Pep club.
whatever it is.
It was also your sister, Charmaine.
If it's
She was on flag.
if it's pep club, if it's baking muffins, if it's doing the project with the leaves, all of these different things that I would see.
That leaf project really sticks in your mind.
It does, because
I had
like,
to do it though. It's not something I came
no.
up with. It was like
I know, but
everybody has to.
no, I remember that, but I remember because I was out there with y'all while y'all were doing it because I was with Mama, and I remember looking at it like, oh God, I can't wait to do this. Mine is
Mother did a
bomb.
beautiful job of the cover of my leaf booklet. Like she padded it. We went to Hobby Lobby. She got me some fabric.
Really?
It had a lace border. It was beautiful.
Like you would have thought it was
all her dog. That wasn't me. I just got the leaf.
I didn't know Mom was so arts and crafty.
She is 100%.
That is so
Oh no,
cool.
she did
a great job.
She did.
Yeah.
There was like a little
90%.
brown girl on the front. It had like sunflowers.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
She did 90% of my science projects. But anyway,
Blows my mind.
but like either way, I still attribute. I mean, I probably should attribute that to her, but it's still a level of excellence. I remember
I typed the leaf titles and
You did
stuff
your
on
part.
the page. I did the inside, but the outside,
The math class thing at Pulaski Heights that happened with their teacher and mama had to come.
Wasn't at Pulaski Heights. You're mixing all of your stories up. That was in junior high. Keep going. That had nothing to do with me. Again, that's a mama story. Mama was handling business.
Well, no. What I mean, what the point about it was, she knew enough about. This is how, like, my sister is not capable of this. Right. You're messing up. Right. That, and I was like, oh my God, like, that would never happen when she came to school. She knew it was my fault, and she knew I just wasn't trying. It wasn't like you're messing up.
Yeah, mama's like, no, ma'am.
But like, but in every phase of life, the things that you did made me want to see what life was like. Made me want to get out and try stuff. If nothing else, food. I wanted your friend group. I wanted a matching friend group. I never wanted our friends group to intersect, but that's a whole
different podcast.
Because
they did,
you know. No. But I wanted,
boy, did that.
You know,
sorry.
I wanted like to kick it with you, and at every phase of your life, you've always done something with me in your transitions. Right. Like, you know, we party like a rock star, and because we're not people at that point in time, like, even though I think at that point, like, no, I hadn't had alcohol. Well, I had, but not that year.
What?
But like the same things that I attribute to you, I would also attribute to her, which is you made life living with Christ and doing stuff that's fun but not of the world. You made it fun. You know, like I said, for your 20, we sitting here drinking root beer, but joke, you know, like having this fun time without feeling like, I'm 24, I need to be drunk. Like, you know, no, I'd like a fruity drink or really good food or all of these different things. It's just so vibrant being around you. And, you know, we talk every day almost. Just about. I mean,
we talk every day.
And like over the years, just especially after like our rebrand of our relationship.
Way to put it. I like it.
You know. ...
But all right.
So, I mean, or our growth. The growth of our relationship has also been something that's like amazing to me because, again, like I said, when for years you were my second mom, and I would always look at you not as that, but that's how I now recognize those years. And
yeah, you definitely didn't look at me as a second mom. It was like, girl, stay in your place. And I think our relationship is better because I do stay.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like we talked about where you exist now, but
right.
I
stay in my own business.
Oh Lord.
But the great part about that, and the great part about our growth, like over the years, no matter what, we didn't. Even when you were like mad at me, majority of the time, like, and you've been mad at me a lot, but like you,
amen.
You never left me out,
right?
In a way of anything. And you know, even when I wasn't speaking to you, because you are stubborn, and if you were in your mind right, you was just like, I mean, he'll get over it, and we'll eventually whatever, and we go and we do something and give mama a truce for her birthday or whatever it is she asked for.
I don't know that we ever agreed to give her a truce.
We never agreed, okay. But I mean, we
but
would be.
It just happened.
No.
Okay, no.
We would just kind of. I mean, I don't know. We'd end up talking. I don't know.
Circumstantially.
More specifically, I would choose to start talking to her again.
That is correct.
It was Jesus. It was Jesus. It was Jesus because I prayed.
It was always Joe would always be like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna talk to you again," because I always felt pretty confident in my.
Like I said,
she
was always right. So there was nothing like.
That's deep, bro.
Because in her mind, I guarantee you, it'd be like
he always was the one to be like, "Okay, we're talking."
I think it's that. I think that's the issue. That like that. I'm that person that's always like. Yeah, I'll talk to you.
I think that's good to have,
like
though.
That.
It's
like,
good to be two people that'll be like, I'm going to talk to you.
But everything you've done has been in excellence. And I know you trash yourself in certain ways and being like, well, this happened and that happened. But there is nothing but dependability that drips off of you, especially from the people that are around you.
True.
And it's something that you've had for 39 years. It's not like there are things that you crafted, but like I said, it wasn't in any argument or whatever. It's not like I ever felt like you wouldn't do something. I mean, I felt like I got the short end of the stick in any hypothetical we had, but it's a hypothetical, and that's you.
You do know your husband. You can't talk to him about hypothetical situations because
he gets really upset.
It is legitimately something that's happening right now, and it's something, and it just
to explain to the audience, just real small and quick.
She explained it well.
No, the reason that I get that way is because how I think about hypotheticals is, what is your thought process about me? It's not about the whatever the fake stuff is fake. But if you're like,
your thoughts about me are real.
Whatever it is you're saying, like, that's why I get mad. And that's why I always be like, bro, no, you're literally saying that you think this is who I am. This is what you got to do.
That's a valid point.
And I'd be like, fam, that's foul. I would never, I wouldn't do that.
But come on.
But anyway.
I'm gonna say that you're supposed to be giving this woman a blessing. Now,
my encouragement, outside of just saying like how much I love you and how much I appreciate you and how much, you and that one are the bar that I try to reach and fail miserably.
I apologize because I feel like we've done a disservice with this man.
What do you mean?
Christ. Yes,
if anything, I'm very grateful to both of you guys. I think that you're
very far from the mark that even they set, but I'm trying to get somewhere near the range. But the point of it,
you guys are the outside of the train tracks he's trying to stay on, and that is a blessing. It is God who keeps him on the rails, but y'all are those rails, man. Okay, I'm just a passenger, lowly passenger coming, on my way through to glory. But y'all.
Here's my encouragement.
I'm serious.
That's why I apologize.
Here's my encouragement. My encouragement to you is embrace how much of a star you are.
Yes.
Embrace the fact that you are as good as God made you to be. Mm-hmm. It's not arrogance. It's not lack of humble, because you are humble in the things that you do. Actualize the fact that you're still doing these things and that God has blessed you to have these gifts, to do these things, and you are a star. When you do that, the switch for all of the things that I tell you, the reason I told you to do the podcast, the reason I was like, oh yeah, the blog is gonna pop. I told you that because I said the thing about you is, for one, people are always drawn to you, period. Two, they knows it. That's just people and life. And because you're still going to control the narrative, they only getting what you show them.
It's true.
Because you are unabashedly you, it doesn't matter what you show. You're comfortable with what you're showing. And then on top of that, if you step into embrace the fact that you're still good at this, because nobody can do you better than you, who loves you and are unabashedly you, your stardom just happens. You just have to accept that and stop stepping back and feeling like there's something wrong with the fact that people say you're a star, or feeling like there's something wrong, or you're not this person, or I'm not, that everything that I see of the people that we love and watch, whether it's, listening to Come on Stage or other people that podcast, are things characteristics I see in you. If it's acting, those are characteristics I see in you. If it's event planning, the characteristics I see in you. They're not, nothing of you is subpar. Nothing of you is something that is not of excellence and of grace and of wisdom and pure spiritual understanding and discernment. So embrace it. Don't look at it as, I'm not being humble enough because God is going to knock me on my butt. You do that every day.
Yeah.
You walk as you should, as humbly as you go and do stuff for people. Embrace the fact that he's giving you gifts so that way they can multiply even further than what they already have.
I'm going to accept that, brother. Exactly. Not being sarcastic, I'm really taking that in because it just came to my mind the other day that my ex-boyfriend, when we started dating, we had been dating probably for a couple months, And he was like, you told me who you are. He was like, you haven't ever lied to me. You told me who you are, but you really undersold yourself. He was like, you were very factual about who you are, but you were too humble. Because he was like, I was like, no, I told you who I was and like what I do and like what I like. And he was like, no,
you do that.
He was like, it's like if I told you I work at a termite company and then you come to visit me at work one day and find out that I own the company.
Yes.
Now, I never lied to you because I
told
work
you at the termite company.
But no, you own it. He was like, you undersell. So I'm gonna take what you said because that just came into my mind the other day. Like, okay.
Because it's like you and I do the same thing. It's inherently why it's hard for me on the same end, but I got it from my predecessor, which is it's like you almost feel like God is gonna be like, you too big for your britches out there. And it's
no,
like,
that's not it for me.
Yeah.
I just tell you who I am, and then I let you make your assessment of who I. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you ask me what I like to do, this is what I like to do. This is who I am. This is what blah blah.
But
blah.
it ain't. Like
and then you judge for yourself. But somebody should have been like Bubba Buck because I just had a silent moment.
Well,
but no, it's okay. My bad. I was dropping out because I'm in my thoughts about what you both of you are saying, and I just wanted to like just kind of like both of y'all gonna be Bubba Buck just randomly gonna be like, is they trying to talk in tongues? Like what is it? But no, like
Bubba, what's going on? What I do?
But it came to my mind just now listening to both of you guys about this. Is what scripture says about letting your light shine, so that men can see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. When you don't just do your works at the level that he is giving them to you to do them, and you don't exercise your gifts at that level of excellence, you're dimming that opportunity for people to see the Lord, because that's what they see when they look at you. The wonderful thing about you is that you are adorned by your inner awesomeness. Like people can see that about you, is that.
And I believe
and they
that to
see
be
that
true.
light,
and I feel like, okay, you're not really attracted to me. You're attracted to the Jesus in me.
Yeah.
Because listen, bro.
But that's the best type of attraction,
is.
and that keeps people. That attracts the people that should be there.
That's right.
And repels the people that shouldn't. So, what Bible Study Brother said is right.
Also, when he told me, now that I see who you really are, I need to decide like if I want to be with you.
That's real.
That was real.
See what I'm saying? Because that'll make them question whether or not they got that. But if they not being adorned like that, they might not be right for you. You know what I'm saying?
So I respect him for that.
Yeah.
Did your brother not explain that to you at the time because you came and you said, and I said to you, I said, what you do to people is you make them realize that they like, and that's when I said, this is probably not it.
The sign.
Because people have to, if you're not, you can't. It's the same way that mama thinks, like, if somebody get with you, like, he ain't got $10,000. He can't. And that's for a ring.
What I said.
Mom, that is verbatim.
That is literally a verbatim discussion we had. And I'm like, what kind of life do you think people are out
And that's when we realized her level of belief.
If he can't do this for you, baby, you don't need him.
Look, the expectation is real though.
What?
That's serious.
No.
I respect it,
that
Mom.
was a Beverly expectation.
What I was saying was,
Mom, it was not an exaggeration.
Look, it's a hyperbole, guys.
Did I not just say about your bouginess?
Yeah,
he need to be able to handle and take care of that.
They needed to be able to. That was the conversation I had with
a man.
Yeah, that was wanted to marry her, and I said, do you understand how much money I spend a month on her? So I'm just saying.
So you're taking over them responsibilities if you decide to marry her, and you need to be prepared for that.
If you marry her, you need to be able to match that.
Yeah.
Because this one don't like cheap.
No.
But
listen,
also, I would say
I
don't like cheap, but I can get what I want by myself.
But also the other part of that you normally say to me when I be like, but I also will work with what
I don't.
If you are genuine in what it is that you're doing, this is something that you said, earnestly genuine, not like when you quit before you ever try, you've done yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
You know, and that's your whole thing of like the authenticity of what, like when I didn't have, I had.
Right.
I made sure I
don't know. I don't know how to put it. I like nice things.
Bro, this sounds like a trap.
It does. No. I like nice things, but I don't let that's not all I'm about. You know, some people like, if he can't buy me a Lexus, that's not me. I'm really more concerned about your heart and where you're. I'm just saying.
So low rent.
I'm just
She's
saying.
only saying that she ain't looked at no car. So we don't care about no car.
No.
That's the only thing I could think of. I don't know.
No, I was just thinking about the people who like, if that's your parameter though.
Here's the thing.
I'm judging you.
The only cars I know are mine.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's enough.
Like, I don't know what kind of car you have at all, and I've been riding it.
Don't you even worry about it, because that ain't the car. You know what I'm talking about?
It's not she definitely does not know cars. She doesn't care.
I wouldn't
just
be able to
as
tell.
it gets you from point A to point B. There's some things that are important.
Like cars are not my thing. I really, honestly, my thing is a heart posture. I've never been with a man that wasn't willing to do for me, because I'm a giver. So that's my thing. I need to be with somebody that's a giver, because I am a giver. And if I'm with somebody that's always just taking,
I'm her brother. That's all I have to say.
Yes.
So if I'm with somebody that's always taking,
and not depositing,
that's just I'm gonna be.
She be real,
dead.
But you don't do that too long.
And so that's the whole thing.
Who can survive that too long?
No,
and so that's my
get one try.
okay. Anyway,
and the blessings.
Thank y'all so much for blessing me. And this has been an extended podcast because we haven't been together in the same setting in a long time. So you guys got trapped. Thank you so much for continuing to listen and not giving up on us. I'm excited to see what 39 brings. Hopefully it brings a lot more obedience for me, because your girl be on the struggle bus. And pray for my entire family. And if the Lord does send a man, pray for him now in advance. He needs the floor to be covered.
The Lord sends some men just for, not only for you, but I claim it now. I'm going to be on the bandwagon. I'm going to join the bandwagon of my wife. That there is a man that will come into my mother's life that I will like and appreciate.
If that's what mama wants.
Let's claim it.
That's what she wants.
Oh, no, that's what she wants. That's what
she wants, and that's what I need for her.
Because, somebody that lives in the light of the Lord. Just shines.
And
shines just as beautifully and as unapologetically themselves as you are, sister.
My prayer for 39 is that the Lord will continue to illuminate and light up my life. Yeah. And that I will be obedient to him, and that I can make a positive impact on those around me and not just negative. The end.
Do you know how to make a positive impact on people?
You want me to write a blog every day?
You write blog posts every day, girl. Over at BibleStudyGirl.com. If you want to get in touch with us on Twitter, it's BibleStudyGirl 2. If you want to hit us up on Instagram, it's _BibleStudyGirl. And on Facebook, search for us, Bible Study Girl. You can follow us there, where you can also listen to the podcast. Make sure you like those posts, share those posts with someone who may need this blessing. And just as well, as you can see, we living. We live as, this is the walk. All walks ain't the same. All walks don't feel how you make them feel. Because it's not about, being in the same place that preach. It ain't about overeating that preach. But we preach.
And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching live from Tacoma. Mm-hmm. Bye.